On this Christmas Eve, as the snow gently fell upon the village, the town was filled with a quiet, peaceful energy. Every home was adorned with festive lights, and the smell of gingerbread cookies and hot cocoa lingered in the air. Gracie, an elderly woman who had spent many years of her life in the village, sat by the fireplace with her two grandchildren, Ella and Liam. The fire crackled softly, and the children were nestled in close, eagerly awaiting their grandmother's story. Gracie smiled as she gazed at the warmth of the fire, her heart swelling with love for her family. She had always made it a tradition to share the story of the Christmas tree of heavenly treasures, a tale that had been passed down from generation to generation. Her grandchildren, excited for the tale, sat on the edge of their seats, their eyes wide with anticipation. "Are you ready for another story, my dears?" Gracie asked with a twinkle in her eye. "Tell us about the tree, Grandma," Ella exclaimed. "Yes, the one with the treasures from the sky," Liam added. Gracie chuckled softly and leaned back in her chair, preparing to recount the magical story. "Well, it all started many years ago with a woman named Eliza. She was a kind soul, beloved by all in the village, though she lived a life of solitude. Eliza had no family, no children, and no one to share her love with, yet she gave of herself to everyone around her. Every Christmas, she would bake cookies for the children, make blankets for the elderly, and offer her warmth to those in need." Gracie paused for a moment, watching her grandchildren's faces as they imagined the scene. But one Christmas Eve, while walking through the woods, Eliza found something that would change her life forever. She wandered deep into the forest, lost in thought, when she stumbled upon a small clearing, and there, standing in the center, was a tree unlike any she had ever seen. The camera shifted to a snowy forest clearing where a majestic evergreen stood, glowing softly under the moonlight. Its branches were adorned with sparkling lights that seemed to shimmer like stars, and beneath the tree lay a bed of jewels, golden coins, sparkling diamonds, and colorful ornaments glistening in the snow. "Isn't it beautiful?" Gracie continued, her voice soft. Eliza stood there, staring in awe at the magical tree. She was drawn to it as though something inside her told her to approach. She knelt down and touched the treasures beneath the tree, marveling at their beauty. The ornaments glowed with a warm, inviting light, and the coins and jewels shimmered like the night sky. It was then that she heard a voice. Ella and Liam leaned in closer, captivated. The voice came from the wind, gentle and kind. "Take what you need," it said, "but remember, these gifts are meant to be shared. The true treasure lies not in the jewels, but in the giving." Eliza, confused but intrigued, looked around, trying to find where the voice had come from, but there was no one there. The clearing was empty, save for the magical tree and its treasures. She picked up a golden coin and held it in her hand, the warmth of its glow filling her heart. "Share what you find," the voice repeated. "Only then will you understand the true meaning of Christmas." Gracie paused again, looking at her grandchildren's eager faces. "What did Eliza do?" Liam asked softly. "Well," Gracie continued, "Eliza was unsure at first. She had spent so much of her life giving to others, but she had never received anything in return. The treasures in front of her were so beautiful, so precious, and part of her wanted to keep them for herself. But deep down, she knew the voice was right. These gifts were meant to be shared, not hoarded." So, that very night, Eliza returned to the village. She gave the golden coin to the baker, who had been struggling to feed his family. She gave a jewel to the blacksmith, who had lost his wife and needed help to continue his work. She shared the ornaments with the children who had no toys of their own. With each gift, Eliza felt a warmth in her heart, a sense of fulfillment she had never experienced before. As she gave, the tree in the clearing grew brighter. Its branches seemed to stretch higher and higher, filling the night sky with a magical glow. Each time Eliza gave a gift, more treasures appeared beneath the tree. It was as if the tree was nourished by the love and kindness she shared with others. Gracie's voice was filled with warmth as she continued the story. The villagers soon began to notice the change. They saw how Eliza's acts of kindness were making the world a better place. So every year they would gather together on Christmas Eve to celebrate beneath the heavenly tree. They shared their own blessings, helped one another, and gave what they could to those in need. And with every act of love, the tree grew more radiant, its treasures multiplying with each passing year. The camera shifted back to Gracie's cozy living room, where Ella and Liam were sitting, wide-eyed and full of wonder. "So the heavenly tree was real?" Ella asked, her voice full of awe. Gracie smiled, nodding gently. "The tree was very real, my dear, but it wasn't just the treasures that made it magical. The true magic was in the giving. The more people gave, the more the tree gave back. And it wasn't just material gifts. No, the tree also gave joy, peace and love to everyone who shared its blessings." Liam thought for a moment before speaking. "So the tree was about love, about helping others?" Gracie smiled warmly, her eyes twinkling. "Yes, Liam. The heavenly tree of treasures is a reminder that Christmas is not about what we receive, but about what we give. The greatest treasures are not the jewels or gold, but the love and kindness we share with others." The room was filled with a quiet stillness as Gracie's words settled into their hearts. Outside, the snow continued to fall, covering the village in a blanket of white. The soft glow of Christmas lights flickered from every window, and in the distance, the sound of carolers singing could be heard. It was a perfect Christmas Eve, a time for family, a time for giving, and a time to remember that the greatest treasures in life are those of the heart. As the children drifted off to sleep later that night, their dreams filled with visions of a magical tree and treasures of the heart, Gracie sat by the fire, smiling softly. She knew that the spirit of the Christmas tree of heavenly treasures would live on in their hearts, just as it had in hers. And in that small village, every Christmas Eve, the tree would grow brighter, its blessings shared among all who believed in the magic of love and giving. The end.